Welcome to Potato Challenge, day 1, dinner time. We're making baked potato. I rinsed this off, and now I'm gonna stab it a few times to ventilate it for the microwave. 10 minutes in the microwave. Post-meal review, tasted bad. I don't like potatoes. Physically, I don't feel nourished. Mentally, I feel confident. I think this will be a very easy challenge. Good morning. It's breakfast time. It's like 7 a.m., so everyone's asleep. Basically, I'm gonna make baked potato again for lunch at school. And I'm just gonna rinse it to the same thing as yesterday. Should be very tasty.
Cafeteria potatoes. I got a big container of mashed potatoes. This was also my breakfast.
After lunch assessment, that was bad. Physically, I'm a little lightheaded and dizzy, and they're all watching me. And mentally, I still feel confident. Very easy challenge, but I am scared of my well-being. Bad meal. It's dinner time. Tonight we're making some sort of waffle potato thing, because I think it'll be fun, and Dad doesn't think it'll work, but we're trying. So basically I'm gonna make mashed potatoes and then put that in a mini waffle iron and see what happens. Here it is, all finished. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of salt and the tiniest bit of my hand-churned butter. Cue video evidence. Churning butter for my meals. And I think it's gonna be very tasty. And I'll probably make another one because that took like 10 minutes. But I'm just gonna eat it now. Clean Plate Club. That was pretty good, and I'll probably make it for breakfast or lunch or something. Physically, I feel great. Good meal. Mentally, still confident, easy challenge. Nothing's changed. Tasty. So I didn't do a after your evening meal video yesterday because it was my first meal and I hadn't really done anything throughout the day. But today, I finished my evening meal. Today, I really felt like the mental and physical effects. Physically, I was a little lightheaded and dizzy around lunchtime, but then once I ate like an actual good meal, and not just baked potato in a jar, I felt a lot better. So not so dizzy and lightheaded. Mentally, I don't know, it was an easy day at school, so I didn't really have to do any tough thinking, but if I had like a test or something, I definitely would not be able to function as well. Otherwise, my daily life was not affected that much because of this diet, but we'll see. Good morning. I woke up at like 11, so I'm probably gonna skip breakfast, go straight to lunch. I actually had a dream about potato waffles, so I think that's the key to surviving this challenge, and I'm gonna make that again. Same thing, mash them, put them in the iron. Easy. tasted pretty good again. I'm surprised by my amazing cooking skills. Mentally, I feel totally normal, fine. Physically, I'm a little concerned I'm not eating nearly enough calories. It's like, definitely not. And my nose did start bleeding, like gushing blood in the night, and I'm nervous about that. Otherwise, I feel fine. But, so, excited to finish. Only a few more meals left. So I'm too lazy to think of a new recipe for dinner, and I recently discovered we have a normal-sized waffle iron, so it won't take me an hour to make 3 waffles. So it's potato waffles for dinner, but I can big ones, normal ones. Exciting. Assessment, still tasted good. Potato waffle is the way to go. Physically, I feel normal. Yeah, I feel like any other day. Mentally, only 1 to 2 more meals left. Tomorrow, I can eat food, normal food. So mentally, I feel great. Almost done. Almost forgot to film this. My daily ability to function, I don't think was very affected. We didn't have school today, first day of break, so I didn't have to do anything like mentally challenging. So I'd say mentally, I was pretty much the same. But physically, I don't think I was pretty impaired. Again, I wasn't at school, so it was a pretty lazy day, so I didn't do anything much other than chores around the house. But I did those fine. Other than the nosebleed, I don't think I've been impacted physically. And if I was doing something like sports or going on a long walk, maybe I wouldn't be as able to do so because I didn't get enough nutrients, just potatoes. But so I feel good, and I don't think I've been impacted that much. Happy Thanksgiving. One last meal. I think I have to go with potato waffles, because obviously. So after this, by dinner I can have whatever I want.
At that time, he was still like pretty old.
Finished my final meal. It was the perfect amount of crispy and potatoey, so it tasted pretty good. Well, not good. It's as good as a potato could be. Mentally, I'm finished, so I'm happy. Physically, I don't know. Not the greatest, not the worst. I just feel normal, really, but I'm finished. So this wasn't my evening meal, but it was my last meal, so I think it works. I definitely did notice I couldn't function as well during the day. I was a little dizzy and lightheaded, not to a great extent, but definitely if I was at school, I wouldn't be able to perform my schoolwork as well. And I definitely did get a little out of breath doing normal physical activity that I wouldn't normally if I was eating a normal diet with good nutrients. So I finished my final meal. The challenge is over once the clock strikes 5, and I can go back to eating normal food, which is something the Irish could not do because potato was their only source of food for over half of the farmers in Ireland. This is because of the Columbian Exchange, where new crops were introduced in both the New World and the Old World, and potato was brought as a main source of nutrients to Europe. And after the plantation of Ulster, after the Englishmen took a lot of Ireland's natural resources, the Irish didn't have access to a lot of luxurious goods and foods, and so they relied on potatoes as one of their main sources of nutrients. And obviously, I'm not a farmer, so I didn't do nearly as much physical labor as they did. They would often farm for like countless hours in the field just to farm enough to feed themselves and their families. But I did not do that. Cause I'm on Thanksgiving break. I'm not going out and exercising. I'm relaxing, but they're not able to do that. But I still had effects, like with the nosebleed and the dizziness. It still affected me, so if I had to do tough physical labor for a long time, and if I did this for like a many years or decades of my life, I would have very bad health effects. So it's not surprising why the Irish didn't have great living conditions or health conditions. And also because the potato was the Irish farmers' main source of food, after the pathogen took it away and hurt their potato yields, they starved and had to emigrate out of Ireland. And similarly, if someone took away potatoes from me, I would starve unless I left to go somewhere where there were more crops that I could have access to. The Irish were affected very much by this blight, and which led to a great Irish potato famine, which I would relate to if someone took away my potatoes. So overall, my experience was not very similar to the experience of the Irish, because obviously I'm not doing intense physical labor for the entirety of the day. But because the potato was my only source of food, like the Irish of this time, I was very reliant on it, and if it was taken away, I wouldn't be able to live. So if I continued on with this challenge for my entire life, I would definitely understand exactly what the Irish went through.